Why didn't you join the army then, Aaron?
I actually did try to join the army. I wanted to go to.
Aaron was inspired too.
I wanted to go to sniper school, and then they were like, "Your eyes suck," and man, you got a really bad knee. I don't know if you're even going to be able to do the basic training. Your knee is all torn up.
I love you, Aaron, but I think the army made the right choice. You weren't sniper material.
Really? Why not?
Who could have predicted that Captain America Brave New World star Anthony Mackie would get it so bad? How did we get here? Mackie recently found himself making headlines following his appearance on the January 27th Brave New World press event, the first of the film's pre-release media tour in Rome, Italy, per a video shared by Italian entertainment news website The Redhead Diaries. In reply to being asked by an attendee as to just what Captain America represented to him personally, Mackie asserted, "For me, Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term, America, should be one of those representations." He explained, "It's about a man who keeps his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity, someone who is trustworthy and dependable." There's literally no reason whatsoever that he had to throw in there, Captain America doesn't represent America. He threw that in there for a fucking reason, because he doesn't like America. He doesn't like that the character represents that. He wants to remove that, just like they try to do with Superman.
So he doesn't like the country that has allowed him to be an actor and make an obscene amount of money to basically play make-believe.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be charitable here. I'm going to be charitable and say that I think that maybe since it was a press event at Rome, what Anthony Mackie maybe was trying to express was, I don't think that Captain America is necessarily just an American institution. I think that the themes of Captain America are universal, and can be identified with, people from any country, because that is something that you would probably want to say on a press tour in another country when you're playing a character called Captain America. You're going to say, hey, he represents the ideals of America, not the government of America, and so, the things that make America, ambitious and great, those are the things that are represented in him. And as a man, he represents these great values. I think that's what he was trying to say, if I'm being my most charitable. But it could also be that Freudian slip about, like, I'm mad about stuff and I don't really believe in America, even though America.
I don't think it was a Freudian slip. I think he said it for a reason.
You think so? You think he was like trying to play into some anti-American sentiment? That seems like a really poor idea when you're playing a character called Captain America, even though nobody buys him as Captain America. Maybe that's finally getting to him, is that we're like, well, you're not Captain America anyway. Just to do that at a time when the country is largely feeling super patriotic. Patriotism is back, baby. And people are waving the flag and excited about the possibilities, and excited about, the future possibilities, which they haven't been in a while. It's really bad timing. But again, Anthony Mackie is an actor. He is in that bubble. He is someone who is paid to regurgitate lines that somebody else writes for him. And a lot of these actors, whenever they have to think for themselves or express an idea for themselves, they're incapable of doing it elegantly, or at least without shooting themselves in the foot. It's kind of why I don't think they should do press tours for movies anymore, because all that celebrities do anymore is damage the project.
Well, and that's the big thing. Say it's bad timing because of, the groundswell of patriotism going on in America. But it's also terrible timing because you do have this movie coming out. It looks like it's not going to do very well. Most likely it's going to end up bombing pretty badly. Him asserting that, Captain America represents a lot of things and America isn't one of them, gives enough people that maybe, I'll give it a chance. We're like, you know what? Never fucking mind. Screw this guy.
Yeah, and it seemed like it was coming from both the right and the left. Both the right and the left. People are going to go in with their own interpretations of what America is and what America means and what the American dream is. And so whether you're right or you're left or you're in the middle or, you're off on some fringe, it seems to have upset everybody. Everybody's like, no, Captain America literally represents America. It's in the name. He wears the flag, red, white, and blue. He's got A on his head. Our good friend Mark Miller, this doesn't stand for France.
Exactly. Just what a stupid assertion. Like, that is one of the dumbest statements I've ever heard a human being say. Captain America represents a lot of things, but America isn't one of them. And that is a reason not to go out there and support the movie.
Well, no, he didn't say it doesn't represent. He says, I don't believe it should have that association. Okay, so Captain America should not be associated with America. Whatever the most charitable interpretation of what you were trying to say is, you blew it. You blew it. You shot
had
yourself
one
in
job.
the foot. You had one job to go out and to not piss people off about a movie that largely people already aren't interested in. Your job was to hype them up. You could have done it. There's a million ways you could have done it. I mean, is there nobody who works with actors anymore? Don't they have press people who sit down and go, here's some of the questions that you might be asked. Here's some things that you might want to have ready. Does nobody do that? Why are they so bad at being off the cuff? I mean, you and I sit here every week and you throw stuff at me and we have off the cuff discussions, or, we do it on aficionados. And yeah, you give us a breakdown of like what we're going to talk about, but the conversation often goes in other directions. And every single one of us is capable of pivoting and answering a question and having some thought behind it, like just, right off the bat. Actors don't seem to be able to do that. I think Anthony Hopkins was right. I think he was telling us something pretty true when he said, actors are not smart. You should not listen to them. They should not be talking about politics. They should not be talking about anything because they are largely very dumb.
Someone should have told him, act like you want the movie to succeed and that you don't hate America, and maybe he would have been more successful.
Maybe. I mean, I feel like you shouldn't have to tell people that when they go out for a press tour. Like, hey, don't do anything that's going to damage the character or the property or the movie, and be positive and build hype.
It kind of sucks because I really like Anthony Mackie as Falcon. I think they put him in a terrible position to try and act like he's Captain America when Falcon Cap has never worked. They certainly set him up for failure with the way that they portrayed the character at the end of Falcon the Winter Soldier. That did not go well at all. So I always kind of felt bad for him. But then when you hear him say something like that while he's out on his press tour, telling the rest of the world that Captain America doesn't necessarily represent America, and you're like, fuck it. Maybe he deserved it.
Yeah, I mean, he is in a bad position because they're giving him a concept that's never worked at a time when the interest in the overall MCU is at its lowest. And he's not a leading man. Marvel keeps trying to make leads out of people who are not leads. Brie Larson, not a lead. At least not in that type of movie. You want to do a movie where she's stuck in a room with a kid, and she'll knock it out of the park. But big budget superhero movie. No, you have to be likable. You have to be likable. You have to have a certain amount of charm, a certain amount of charisma. You have to be like a Chris Hemsworth or even a Chris Evans. You have a Chris Pine, any of the Chris's, Chris Pratt. So many Chris's.
Should have got Chris Tucker.
Yes, Chris Tucker as Falcon Cap would have been great.
They have had a string of just really bad leads. And you're like, Simu Liu, where did you fucking find this guy?
Oh, the great casting of him tweeting at Kevin Feige and Kevin Feige going, okay. Hey, how about me for Shang-Chi? A character that I think is racist, according to other statements I've made.
Yeah, I won't sign any of these comic books because they're so unbelievably racist.
Why would you want Simu Liu to sign your comic book anyway? Why would you want Timu Shang-Chi to sign your Doug Mensch kick-ass Shang-Chi comics? Simu Liu's a bitch.
Not surprisingly, Anthony Mackie tried to walk this all back very, very quickly. In the face of this backlash, Sam Wilson, actor, took to his Instagram on January 28th to offer a brief clarification to his previous statement. Let me be clear about this. I'm a proud American, and taking on the shield of a hero like Cap is the honor of a lifetime. Posted Mackie to Instagram, auto-deleting story feature. I have the utmost respect for those who serve and have served our country. Cap has universal characteristics that people all over the world can relate to. I don't think anybody was denying that Cap has universal characteristics, but you were saying that he doesn't represent America, and I think that he meant it, and obviously he had to go back there and try to walk that back and put a mea culpa out there and hope that people forgot about it.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely hysterical. The press release, that had to come out. I'm sure he got a phone call. He was feeling pretty good about himself. He's like, that went pretty good in Rome. Yeah, I really gave it to America. I really told him. Brrr, brrr. Hello, Mr. Iger. What I was saying, what I meant, okay. They're going to send that over. All right. Okay. Bye.
Yeah, you go to fucking Bob Iger's office and there's like little pieces of sushi everywhere as he spit it out of his mouth when he heard him fucking say that. I was like, oh my God, this dude is trying to bomb what is already going to be a bomb.
Yeah, he just lost us another $50 million.
Not surprising that his management and probably his publicists and probably Disney themselves are like, hey, could you take back your really stupid fucking retarded statement? Because that didn't land with anybody, including the people that hate America.
We already have a Rachel Zegler, okay? We don't need another one.
Yeah, what was he thinking? So I don't. Do you think the apology was enough to walk it back?
No.
Remember, he's not 18 years old. He's not Rachel Zegler. He's a grown fucking man.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's enough to walk it back. I think I mean, if you were on the fence about seeing the movie and this pushed you over to where you're not going to see it, I don't think his apology brings anybody back. It makes me like him less as a person. You know, I'm less likely to support anything.
Or liked him.
Yeah, I'm less likely to support anything that he does in the future. You know, I even watched Twisted Metal.
I know people that literally went out there and put themselves in harm's way that signed up for the army because of Captain America. Like, people have been moved and inspired by Captain America because he does represent something beyond, just himself, but certainly representing America, the American spirit, the American dream, and what he's willing to go out there and fight for. And that has inspired other people to do the same and to just kind of shit on it. It's the way I took it.
Yeah, Steve Rogers, we've talked about it before. Steve Rogers is my favorite superhero. I love Captain America.
Why didn't you join the army then, Aaron?
I actually did try to join the army.
Oh.
I wanted to go to
Aaron was inspired too.
I wanted to go to sniper school. And then they were like, your eyes suck. And man, you got a really bad knee. I don't know if you're even going to be able to do the basic training. Your knee is all torn up.
You don't just go to sniper school. That's not like how it works.
No, but that's what I
selected for sniper.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, but that was what, like, they were like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I want to go to sniper school, because the idea of, if I've got to go to war, the idea of being like kind of the eye that's looking over the rest of the unit, it's like they're going in and I'm up there like picking off any dangers that they might encounter. That was what appealed to me about that. Just about the idea of being a sniper, is just being the guy that's like, okay, you're on the ground, you can't see all the danger that you're in. I see this guy around this corner. Let me just, taking care of that threat and taking care of that threat, so that the guys that are actually boots on the ground going in don't have, just clear the path for them, keep them safe.
I love you, Aaron, but I think the army made the right choice. You weren't sniper material.
Really? Why not?
You have to sit there like still for like 6 hours at a time.
And I fidget too much, right? So they probably did make the right call. Like, no, and I had just been in a car accident. So my knee was all, my knee was all messed up at the time.
I mean, you've got the special forces beard. I'll give you that.
I didn't have it at the time, but I've grown into it.
There you go. Aaron Sparrow wanted to be a sniper. I never knew that. So we're getting closer, becoming better friends because of Anthony Mackie and his stupid big mouth. What an idiot. Congratulations for tanking your career, sir. Well,
tanking your career, tanking your movie. I mean, your movie was already pretty much tanked.
Yeah. He put the padlock on that son of a bitch. It's locked.
I kind of can't wait to see the reviews. Like, I'm really curious what kind of Frankenstein's monster they've cobbled together with all of their reshoots and all of the, oh no, we're, this movie was originally a commentary on January 6th. Oh, gah! We got to go back now and we got to redo it. Okay, let's do a presidential assassination attempt. Oh, gah! We got to walk that back. This is the problem. Just make your thing. If you have a vision for it, put it out there. Don't keep workshopping it. Don't keep going back and test audiencing it. Have the conviction to make your movie. If you want to make a movie about Trump and January 6th and blah, 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 and have all those allegories in the movie, just do it. Do it and see what happens. Have the courage of your alleged convictions and actually put it out there. But they don't. They go back and they're trying to, how do we appeal to everybody? How do we appeal to everybody? We thought that everybody was on our side, but it turns out they're not. It's like, just make a damn movie.
Absolutely. If you would like more of this conversation included in the Geek Fix podcast, you do need to go over to Patreon. Aaron and I are going to go for another 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes beyond this. Got lots of other stuff to talk about. Hope to see you there very, very soon. And the show must go on.